Transfusion reactions occur when there is a mismatch between the donor and recipient blood types, as not all blood types are compatible with one another. The immune system of every person makes antibodies against erythrocytes with incompatible antigens, with the exception of individuals who are AB positive blood type. And this is because AB positive individuals are the universal recipient blood type, so their immune systems do not make antibodies against A type blood, B type blood, or against the Rh factor. However, when incompatible blood types are transfused, the immune system of the recipient will destroy that incompatible blood. Following an infusion of incompatible blood, erythrocytes with the incompatible antigens will appear in the bloodstream of the recipient and will trigger an immune response. The antibodies that are made by the recipient's immune system will attach themselves to the incompatible antigens on those erythrocytes. And those antibodies will cause the mismatched erythrocytes to clump, which is also referred to as glutenate, and then leukocytes will destroy the agglutinated erythrocytes. The destruction of those incompatible erythrocytes is called hemolyzing or hemolysis. Meanwhile, the clumped erythrocytes can block small capillaries or small diameter blood vessels, depriving those tissues of oxygen and nutrients. Additionally, hemoglobin released from the hemolyzed erythrocytes can overwhelm and interfere with the kidney's ability to clear it from the plasma, causing kidney failure. Next, we will examine some disorders of erythrocytes. The first of which are referred to as anemias. There are many different underlying causes of anemias. However, all of them are similar in that the term anemia describes a condition in which the erythrocyte numbers are decreased or hemoglobin concentrations are decreased. Some common anemias are things like iron deficiency anemia. Iron deficiency anemia is actually the most common of the anemias that occurs when an individual does not consume enough iron in their diet, or when an individual suffers from chronic bleeding conditions such as ulcers or experiences regular heavy menstrual flow. Pernicious anemia is another type of anemia that's caused by poor absorption of vitamin B12 from dietary sources, because vitamin B12 is a critical vitamin that's needed in the synthesis of new erythrocytes during hematopoiesis. Hemorrhagic anemia is caused by hemorrhaging or massive blood loss and trauma, or it can also be caused by ulcers or other chronic bleeding conditions. Renal anemia is caused by low secretion of a hormone called erythropoietin from the kidneys. This hormone stimulates the red bone marrow to create new erythrocytes. Sickle cell anemia is caused by a genetic condition in which hemoglobin becomes misshapen after it unloads oxygen at the tissues. The change in shape of hemoglobin also changes the shape of the red blood cell, since the red blood cells are extremely flexible, and this causes the cell to take on a sickled shape. These misshapen erythrocytes can block small capillaries or small blood vessels, causing damage and pain to nearby nerves and tissues as a result of the low oxygen delivery to those tissues. Polycythemia is another condition that affects erythrocytes, and with polycythemia, the number of red blood cells is increased, and hematocrit is typically increased as a result. Increased numbers of red blood cells causes the blood to become more viscous, and the heart must work harder as a result. Polycythemias may be caused by dehydration as plasma volume decreases. So this means that there are more erythrocytes in that same volume of blood because that volume of blood has lost some of the water associated with the plasma. And this temporarily increases that individual's hematocrit. Living at high altitudes also causes polycythemia because the lower oxygen absorption into the blood causes the red bone marrow to produce greater numbers of erythrocytes as a response.